everyone. My name is Dave Vincent M. Orozco from BSC 3P. So today, we're going to divide into a fascinating extension of trigonometric function, which is yung hyperbolic function. Since lahat naman tayo familiar na sa trigonometric function, sila lang naman yung mga sine, cosine theta, sila yung mga tangent and such. Which is, sila yung nagde-describe ng circular shapes and yung oscillation.
So now let's proceed. So hyperbolic functions. So hyperbolic functions are mathematical functions that are related to the shape of a hyperbola. So similar to how trigonometric functions like cosine and sine, they are related to the circle. Did you know that there's another set of function which are hyperbolic functions that behave similarly yet have a unique twist? So, itong function na to, hindi siya nare-relate sa circle but related siya sa hyperbolas. Ayan, so next is, since nakita na natin yung definition ng hyperbolic function, let's move on to some of the important hyperbolic functions identities. So, for the first and second identities, which is yung sin h minus x is equals to negative sin hx and cos minus x is equals to cos x. So, ito yung mga identities na odd and even identities para sa may hyperbolic function. So, yung pangatlo naman is yung pangatlo tsaka yung pang-apat, yung cos squared minus sin h squared x is equals to 1, and yung 1 minus tan h squared x minus sec h squared x. Sila yung identities na mirror sa Pythagorean identity ng trigonometric function. So, para naman dun sa last two identities, which is yung sin h with the quantity of x plus y is equals to sin h x, cos y plus cos x sin hy, and cos quantity of x plus y is equals to cos x cos y plus sin h x sin hy. So, sila naman yung some identities na like trigonometric identities na nag-a-allow to break down complex hyperbolic functions and expressions. Ayun, so I hope naiintindihan nyo pa. Now, let's proceed naman sa next slide. So, sa fourth slide, meron naman tayo ditong derivatives of hyperbolic functions. So, since kanina na-tackle na natin yung hyperbolic functions identities, let's move naman sa derivatives ng hyperbolic functions. So, tulad lang to sa trigonometric functions, yung derivative ng sin hx is equals to cos x. Then, yung derivative naman ng cos hx is equals to sin hx. Then, meron tayong derivative of tan hx is equals to secant h squared x. Tapos, meron tayong derivative of cotangent hx is equals to negative cosecant squared x. So, meron tayong secant hx is equals to negative tan hx times secant hx. Then, meron din tayong derivative of cosecant hx is equals to negative cotangent hx times cosecant hx. So, the only difference here is yung derivatives ng trigonometric and hyperbolic functions, yung signs. For the derivative of cos hx is equals to sin hx, and the derivative of secant hx is equals to negative tan hx multiplied by secant hx. Ayun, gets nyo ba guys? Sana gets nyo. Proceed tayo sa fifth slide. So, for this next slide, we have the integration of hyperbolic function. So, here we will be exploring the antiderivatives of hyperbolic functions. So, ayan, let's start with sin hx and cosine hx. So, we already know from taking the derivatives that the derivative of sin hx is cosine hx. And yung derivative naman ng cosine hx is simply sin hx, di ba? So, ayun, this tells us that if we want to find the antiderivative of sin hx, we simply reverse this process and dadagdagan lang natin siya ng isang constant C. Ayan, kung makita nyo, may plus C dyan. Yun. So, move tayo sa unang integration. So, itong integration na to is yung tan hx and cotangent hx. So, yung formula for the antiderivatives of tan hx and cotangent hx are natural logarithm of cosine hx plus c and natural logarithm of sine hx plus c respectively. And yung next naman is yung formula for the antiderivative of sec hx is sila yung inverse tangent of the absolute value of sine hx plus c. Huwag nyo kakalimutan yung plus c. So, lastly, yung the antiderivative of cosecant hx is the natural logarithm of the absolute value of tan hx over 2 plus c. Yun. So, guys, proceed tayo sa next slide. So, dito, tutungo na tayo sa problem number 1. So, now, proceed tayo sa slide 6, which is yung sample problem na tayo. So, now that we are done with the basic topics under hyperbolic function, so, let's challenge ourselves naman to simply a basic hyperbolic expression. Dito, binigyan tayo ng hyperbolic expression which is yung cos h squared quantity x minus sin squared quantity x. So, simply, alam naman natin na yung expression na to is equal to 1. Based siya doon sa may hyperbolic identity. So, kung babalikan natin yung slide kanina sa hyperbolic identities, meron tayo dito yung cos h squared x minus sin h squared x is equals to 1. So, kung titignan nyo maigi, halos same lang siya doon sa identity na yon, which is wala lang siya nung h dito. Diba? Tinanggal yung h dito. Pero pinapakita pa rin na from the hyperbolic identities, same lang yung problem dun sa given formula. So, it means the final answer is 1 lang. Kaya naging 1 lang yung answer. So, next tayo. Siguro mas challenging tong next slide na to. Tignan natin. So, for this slide, we have d squared y over dx is equals to y. Okay. So, let's try challenging ourselves a bit more by answering the given differential equation, no? So, the given itong given equation na to is a second order homogeneous linear differential equation. So, the general solution to this equation involves hyperbolic function because yung characteristic ng equation, meron siyang real roots. So, assuming that y is equals to erx, it follows that d squared over dx squared with the quantity of e raised to rx is equals to r squared e rx. Then, r squared e raised of rx is equals to e raised to r times x, which yung result to r squared minus 1 is equals to 0. Siya yung general solution for this differential equation, which is follows y times x is equals to a cosine hx plus b sine hx, where a and b are constant. So, it is determined by initial or boundary condition, and in addition to that, sin h quantity x is equals to e raised to x minus e raised to negative x over 2, and cosine h x is equals to ex plus e raised to negative x over 2. Diba? I hope lang na nagigets nyo yung problem, guys, and yung explanation dun sa given problem. So, madali lang siya kung magbe-base kayo dun sa given formula, since binigay naman na lahat ng formula sa atin. So, need na lang natin ng further polishing dun sa topic siguro. So, proceed tayo sa last problem natin, which is yung problem number 3. So, dito sa problem number 3, we're going to solve naman nung antiderivative of sin h raised to 2x dx. So, dito gagamitin na natin yung integration of hyperbolic functions, right? So, let's start by recalling from our earlier discussion. We know that the antiderivative of sine hx is cosine hx. So it means therefore the integral of sine h times kx will involve cosine hx. Let me rephrase that. The integral of sine h, quantity kx, will involve cosine h with the quantity of kx. So, i-divide lang natin siya sa constant case based on the given problem, ha? So, it means yung value of k is equals to 2, di ba? Sabi dyan, binigay naman. So, therefore, the antiderivative of sine h with the quantity of 2x is equals to 1/2 cosine h 2x plus c. Ayan. Yun yung sagot sa last problem natin, guys. So, I hope na nagets nyo siya. Kasi kung hindi, pwede nyo naman ulitin yung video. So, ayun lang. This concludes our discussion about hyperbolic functions. Thank you, guys. I hope na may natutunan kayo kahit papaano.